Hi everyone, welcome to Storytime. Today we have two very silly stories for you. Let's get right into our first story, all about a little girl who does not want to eat her supper, in particular her peas. And our story is called Mabel O'Leary Put Peas in Her Eary. Uh-oh. Something tells me this is not a good idea, Mabel. But let's see. Mabel O'Leary Put Peas in Her Eary by Mary Delaney. Mabel O'Leary was growing quite weary of staring alone at her food. Said Mother to Mabel, "You'll sit at that table until every pea has been chewed." Oh, and look at Mabel. She is not happy to see that big mountain of peas on her dinner plate. Then Mother walked out, leaving Mabel to pout and to ponder her peas and their fate. But Mabel was wise, and soon she devised a method for cleaning her plate. Something tells me maybe the doggy might end up eating some of these peas. Uh-oh. Now Mabel O'Leary, with a tune bright and cheery, deposited peas in her ears. She continued to hum till the job was all done, and every last pea disappeared. Uh-oh. Miss Teresa agrees with the little doggy. Look at him. He's kind of covering his eyes and shaking his head. He knows that putting peas in your ears is not a good idea. Let's see what happens to Mabel. Mabel's mother came in. On her face spread a grin when she saw that the peas were all gone. Said Mother to Mabel, "I'm glad you were able to finish your food before dawn." Now, Mabel jumped down and went running around, much to her mother's dismay. With a tone of disgust, she said, "Mabel, you must behave in a civilized way." Oops, there goes Mabel, and she is dancing. But peas in the ear made it tricky to hear, as Mabel discovered that day. Words seemed confusing, their meanings amusing. Ideas became hard to convey. Uh-oh. Mother yelled, "Stop!" But Mabel heard hop, which seemed like an odd thing to say. But wanting to please her, she tried to appease her by hopping and yelling, "Olé!" Oh, Mabel. And look at Mom. She's going, "What is Mabel doing?" She is not supposed to be hopping around. "Mabel, hold still. Get out my old drill." Mabel felt joy in her heart. She emerged from the cellar, excited to tell her, "I found it. Now where do I start?" Uh-oh. Mabel isn't hearing anything right. But here she is with that drill. I wonder what she's going to do. "Mabel, mind your manners. Now get me some hammers. Okay, should I get nails too?" Knocking over some chairs, she raced for the stairs, thinking, "Oh, this is too good to be true." Uh-oh. Now Mabel, who's just supposed to be using her manners, is off to get a hammer. And if we look closely, we're beginning to see those peas drop out of Mabel's ears. "Put those tools down." Paint my face like a clown? Mom sure knows how to have fun. She was a big bore, but not anymore. Now we have fun by the ton. Oh, Mabel. There she is. Looks like she's into Mom's makeup. She's making sure she looks just like a clown, which is not what Mom wanted her to do. You're making a mess. Let's make a headdress. Okay, let me just find my feathers. As she dug through her drawer, Mabel yelled through the door, I just love doing projects together. Oh, but look at Mom up in the corner. She does not look like she's having fun. She looks like she's getting very tired. I think she's so confused as to why Mabel's doing all of these crazy things. And look, on the drawer and all over the floor, we see more of those peas which are coming out of Mabel's ears. Mabel, I mean it. You want me to clean it? This floor could use a good mopping. She ran for detergent. Her mission was urgent, and soon soap and water were slopping. This floor is all wet. Let's sing a duet. I'll play along on my cello. She wailed and she yowled and warbled and howled and screeched. She's a jolly good fellow. There's Mabel and the doggy singing, and look at poor Mom. She's like, this is not what I wanted. Mabel's mouth opened wide, then she yawned and she sighed, and she put down her cello and bow. This quality time has been really divine, but bed is where I need to go. And when she leapt into bed, Mabel tilted her head, so the peas that had muffled her hearing started rolling around, heading straight for the ground, and soon they began reappearing. Look at all of those peas all over Mabel's bed. And as she kissed her goodnight in the pale moonlight, Mother noticed the bed was all lumpy. She pulled back the cover, surprised to discover hundreds of peas, green and plumpy. Oh, Mom knows where they all went now. And oh no, look at Mabel. Mabel O'Leary put peas in her earrie. Perhaps not a plan worth repeating. But shoes are ideal when used to conceal a meal that no one likes eating. And look at all of the broccoli that Mabel's putting into the shoes. Uh-oh, I have a feeling Mabel's going to be in a little bit of trouble when Mom finds all of that broccoli in the closet. But for now, that's the end. That is one of my favorite silly stories. Mabel, she just tried those peas. I bet she'd find out they weren't so bad. We have another silly story. This time, not a silly little girl, but we have a silly little duck, a duck named Tilly. And Tilly does all sorts of silly things on the farm. So let's read all about Tilly's adventures. Silly Tilly by Eileen Spinelli. Tilly was a silly goose, a daffy down and dilly goose, who took her baths in apple juice. Ooh, that is a little bit silly. She wore a pancake as a hat. She tried to ride the farmer's cat. She kissed a fish. Imagine that. Look at Tilly. She has that saddle which goes on a horsey, and underneath it is the kitty cat, and she's kissing that fish. Tilly liked to tickle frogs and kick a pickle to the hogs and hop on top of soggy logs. Uh-oh, but it doesn't look like anyone is very happy with Tilly in that picture. She combed her feathers with a rake. She sailed Pig's pail across the lake. And she sat on Rooster's birthday cake. Uh-oh. That definitely was not a good idea. One day, her friend said, "That's enough! Enough of all your silly stuff." Their barnyard voices sounded gruff. Uh-oh. Everyone looks very upset at poor Tilly. No more naps in Scarecrow's pants. No packing Piglet off to France. No yodels at the harvest dance. Oh, look at poor Tilly. She looks so sad. The weeks went by and Tilly Goose stopped being such a silly goose. "Good job," said Cousin Billy Goose. She might not be being silly, but silly Tilly now looks like sad Tilly. It happened, though, that Hedda Hen remarked, "I haven't laughed since..." When? "Since Tilly chased the garbage men." Look at Tilly. She's driving off in the garbage truck. "Since Tilly sneezed," said Harvey Goat, "and blew the fleas from Farmer's coat, and set his underwear afloat." Look at Farmer's underwear in the pond. "It's Dullsville on the farm. No fun." "I think I speak for everyone," said Horse. "I know what must be done." Even the other animals look a little bored. I wonder what they're going to do. And so they did apologize with quacks and oinks and heartfelt sighs, to Tilly's great surprise. There they go. They even brought her a flower. And let's see, maybe Tilly can be just a little silly. Ooh. Now Tilly's back to her old ways. She soaks her feet in mayonnaise and sleds downhill on cookie trays. Look at, the cookies are still on the cookie tray. She didn't even take them off. She glues blue glitter on the plow and turns 6 cartwheels on the cow. Oh, silly Tilly. And all the farm is happy now. There's Tilly up on the fence with her flowers and her pancake hat, dancing and having a great time being silly. And that is the end. Look at Tilly there. How silly. Thank you so much for joining me for story time. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.